Hello everyone, welcome to Mathematics with Anamika channel. Today we are going to learn about real numbers exercise 1.2 question number 3 solution for NCERT. We have already learned about how to prove root 2, root 3 irrational numbers. Now we are going to start with question number 3 which states that we need to prove that 1 by root 2 is irrational. So in this case we will perform the same steps. Let us assume that 1 upon root 2 is rational numbers. We know that rational numbers can be written in P by Q form or A by B form, where numerator denominator, that is A and B, belongs to integer. Denominator is non-zero, B is non-zero, and HCF of numerator and denominator, that is HCF of A and B, will always be 1. There is no other factor. So what we are doing in the next step is we are reciprocal of this. So root 2 by 1 gives you B by A. Squaring both sides, we get root 2 square equal to B by A whole square. Root 2 square, we know that root A whole square gives you A square into root 2 value is 1 by 2. That is A. So we can directly write this as 2 equals to B square by A square. We are shifting A square to the other side, that is 2A square equals to B square. This implies that B divides B square, which we can also write as B divides B square. Also, B divides B through an result that says P is a prime number. If P divides A square, then P divides its square root, that is A, where A is a positive integer. So we mark this as 1. Now let us assume that B equals to 2C, where C is some integer. So on squaring both sides, we have B square equal to 2C whole square. That gives you B square equals to 2 square gives you, we can write this as 2 square into C square, which gives you 4C square. Now putting the value of B square in star equation, in this equation, what we get is 2A square equal to B square. We are replacing B square with 4C square. That is 2A square equals to 4C square. That gives you A square, 2 and 2 cancel out. A square equal to 2C square. This says that 2 divides A square, that is 2 divides A square, or we can say that 2 divides A. So we have a common factor from 1 and 2 equation. First is this equation, second is this equation. These two we can clearly say that 2 is a common factor of A and B, which is not true because we have taken in the beginning that common factor of AB is 1. So our assumption that we have taken that 1 by root 2 is rational number is wrong. Hence 1 by root 2 is irrational. So this is how we have to show proper working to get full marks in board exam. Now let's come to the second part of this question. B part says 7 root 5. We have to prove that is irrational. So first step what we are taking is, let 7 root 5 is irrational. That is, we can write this in A by B form, where AB belongs to integers, denominator is non-zero, and HCF is A by B. Clearly we can say that. Now we are shifting 7 to this. So clearly we have root 5 equal to A by 7B. Now we know that how to prove root 5 is irrational. So basically there are two type of questions that we get in school in board exam. One is where we have to show the proper working. There we need to prove this also separately. And there is another question that like in last year 2025, the question was prove that 3 plus root 5 is irrational given that root 5 is irrational. So it was already mentioned that root 5 is irrational. If it is mentioned, it's absolutely perfect. But if it is not mentioned, we need to prove it. And you know the working, you can check our last video where we have proved and we have showed proper steps how to prove root 2, root 3, root 5 as irrational numbers. So once you prove it, we will say that clearly we say that root 5 is irrational. So our assumption that A by 7B or 7 root 5 is irrational is wrong. Hence 7 root 5 is irrational. So there are two ways that I have explained. Please do practice about it. Now let's come to the third part. It says 6 plus root 2. Now assume that, again the same step, assume that 6 plus 2 root root 2 is irrational. So it can be written by in a by b form, where a and b are integers, b is non-zero, HCF of ab is 1. So now I'm shifting 6 to the right hand side, that is it will be subtract, we'll take the LCM. So we got root 2 equal to a minus 6b by b. You know how to prove root 2 as irrational number. You will show the proper working and then you will say that we have proved earlier that root 2 is irrational number. So a minus 6b by b is also irrational. This is wrong because we have assumed that 6 root 2 is rational. Hence our assumption is wrong and 6 plus root 2 is irrational. This is one of the very popular question that has been asked in CBSE board in different forms. So do practice this type of questions. It will definitely come in 2026 board also. Thank you for watching. Do comment and we'll come back with the next video. Thank you.